We need age 18 to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Courtney Donovan, Elizabeth Lindsay, Grace Odell, Logan Harless, Emma Brandenburg, Sam Oth, and Josh Graber. Please be getting ready in the barn. We need age 18 showmen to be making their way outside the show arena at this time. These exhibitors are Courtney Donovan, Elizabeth Lindsay, Grace Odell, Logan Harless, Emma Brandenburg, Sam Oth, Josh Graber, and Addison Bowl. Age 17 showmen to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Reed Etling, Rowdy Etling, Kenny Heflin, McKenna Seibert, Jake Bunting, Abigail Masterson, James King, Carla Evans, Noah Graham, and Bailey Fishback. Heat 1 of 17 showmen. Entering the arena at this time is age 18 showmen. These exhibitors are Courtney Donovan, Elizabeth Lindsay, Grace Odell, Logan Harless, Emma Brandenburg, Sam Oth, Josh Graber, and Addison Bowl. We need Heat 1 of 17 showmen to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are Reed Etling, Rowdy Etling, Kenny Heflin, McKenna Seibert, Jake Bunting, Abigail Masterson, James King, Carla Evans, Noah Graham, and Bailey Fishback. Heat 2 of 17 showmen need to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Samantha Wood, Savannah Pennington, Tanner Denton, Grant Liming, Haley Windling, Serena Paget, Mary Bird, Bryce Baker, and Chloe Burke. Please be getting ready in the barn. We'd like to welcome our judge for this evening, Drew Boss. He's from Dessler, Ohio, where he owns and operates Black Swamp Boars. They maintain 50 does to raise show wethers and commercial does to show on the county, state, and national level. He also helps manage the show and sale cattle for his family's club calf operation, Sauter Farms. He is the current alumni advisor for the AGR Holiday Classic Cattle Show and formerly was a member of the director committee for the Ohio Cattlemen's Best Series and Ohio Beef Expo. He is a 2018 graduate of The Ohio State University, where he majored in agribusiness and applied economics and competed on the livestock judging team. Please welcome our judge.
Well, a really excellent group of showmen to lead off this show, and I think kind of echoing off some things I said in the Lamb Show earlier today. If you were here, it might sound a little bit redundant as far as the showmanship, or from a showmanship standpoint. And I think there's a lot of good things that each of these young individuals do. And I think for me, it all kind of starts up front with the young lady. She'll be your champion senior showman. She does such an excellent job of getting her goat to brace and push against her, and continues to keep those feet and legs squaring underneath that animal. And I think it makes it easier. She's got a dance partner that really wants to cooperate and drive well and give me a nice hard handle, and that one stays put. And she does the good things like pulling that one up and kind of filling in the spot in front of her, getting in front of that animal and really bracing against it in a meat animal setting. That's really what we're looking for. And young man, that's the difference between you and her. When I got behind that one and really got my hands on top of it, she leaned into that one and braced it. I understand you're showing a doe, but at the end of the day, in a meat contest, we got to be able to handle down that one's rack and into its loin and still have that hard, expressive touch down its top line. I'm not saying by any means lift that thing off the ground like some other people have in this class. I just think when we get that one to handle, I just need you to drive into that one's chest floor, give me some expressive pushback along that top line there. You on your own do an excellent job of getting that one presented. I think that one's staying square underneath itself. You give me a really excellent look from the profile there. I know I'm standing at kind of an uncomfortable point for you guys, but you guys are senior showmen, need to learn how to show around that, and I think all the four of these individuals in here do that very well. Young man, I think you do the best job of keeping your animal square, keeping your animal set up and presented to us, as well as leading your animal around the ring better than anyone else in this remaining class here. Let's give him a nice hand. He'll be a reserve senior showman. The next three on down the line, I thought the young lady up front here with the doe, I think did the best job of maybe mirroring what our second place showman did. Having those feet and legs square, having a nice look from the profile there. I appreciate her posture and composure, especially when she's leading that animal around the ring. Similar story, I think, to get yourself up into that first place slot. We need to slide in front of that thing and just provide some pressure to the breastbone of that animal just to get a nice hard drive along that one's top line, to feel the amount of saleable product in there that we're going to pass on to a hopeful progeny on down the road with your project. But a really nice one there in third. Young lady's doing an excellent job of staying composed. I appreciate the posture, like I said before. Keep doing what you're doing and maybe work on a little bit of a brace as we get into our doe show there. Compliments to her for a really nice third place showman there. Fourth and fifth, admittedly, was a little bit of a difficult sort for me. I think at times either of them wanted to jump up ahead of the other one, and I think for me, the more we sorted them, the more we stood against them. I appreciated the young lady's look from a brace from the profile. I think she did the best job of controlling her goat either through the head or through the breastbone of that animal there. I think she did the best job of keeping her feet and legs square. When I got on top of that one, I got a nice hard touch. I think for me to get any higher today, we got to level out the top line in that one, and I think along with that comes just some feet and leg placement that got a little bit off. I don't want to say lazy, but at times your goat wanted to get a little lazy on you there, wanted to give up just a little bit on you like he's doing now. I think if we continue to work with that one on down the road, you could be an extremely competitive showman. I know we're getting to the upward age of our showmanship eligibility, but I understand there's an adult showmanship, so something for you to look forward into the future. Young lady rounding out this class here, a showman of really excellent group of five, I think does a good job and is similar to the ones in second and third there, where she stands off to the side, is extremely composed. Appreciate the posture and the square-leggedness of this one. We get that one set up very nicely, but I think for me, we got to get a more appropriate brace on that one. That one wanted to get away from me at times just a little bit too, as that one spins out of the way now there, but a really good showman. On down the line, just some little things we need to work on. Give me an appropriate brace and handle, getting our feet and legs square and continuing to keep these animals walking smoothly on the lead for us and cooperating on the lead. Let's give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause. Good group of them.
Congratulations, age 18, first place Emma Brandenburg, second place Logan Harless, third place Elizabeth Lindsay, fourth place Grace Odell, and fifth place Josh Graber. Entering the arena at this time is Heat 1 of age 17 showmen. These exhibitors are Reed Etling, Rowdy Etling, Kenny Heflin, McKenna Seibert, Jake Bunting, Abigail Masterson, James King, Carla Evans, Noah Graham, and Bailey Fishback. We need Heat 2 of age 17 to be outside the arena at this time. These exhibitors are Samantha Wood, Savannah Pennington, Tanner Denton, Grant Liming, Haley Windling, Serena Paget, Mary Bird, Bryce Baker, Chloe Burke, Eden Myers, and Elliott Beach. Age 16 showmen need to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Melody Greason, Paige Donaldson, Tegan Tislin, Preston Graham, and Natalie Nelson.
Nice group of our first heat of the 17-year-olds. For me, we're going to keep the three young people out here. I think do the best job of showing their specific animal in a way that I think is appropriate. I think once we get into these yearlings, we have to take a few extra different steps here to present these guys, and they certainly do so. Young lady up front does an excellent job of getting a brace, getting a look out of that thing. It'll really be interesting to see these three back out here for our drive. Young man, I want to compliment you. You were very close to getting pulled out here. I think just at the end there, that one wanted to get a little uncooperative with you. It was the difference maker between getting out here. On down the line, just some little things we need to work on. I would like you guys to take note of how some of these guys really handle the head of their animals. And I think how the young lady up front specifically braces her animal is kind of what I want to see. We want to get into the chest floor of that one. We want to make sure they're staying still. We want to get a nice level top. We want to get our square feet underneath us. and then get them to lead. And I think a big thing for this division here, it doesn't matter what the leader of the group's doing. We got to understand we got to use the entire width of the ring here as we get a lot of goats into a relatively small ring. I think that's something we really need to pay attention to, be cognizant of, and be courteous to the ones around us by not taking up the middle of the ring. Make sure we spread out, stay a little closer to the edges of the ring when we track these things here. So let's give these three exhibitors a nice round of applause. Really good group of them. We'll see them back here for a top 5 drive.
Entering the arena at this time is Heat 2 of age 17 showmen. These exhibitors are Samantha Wood, Savannah Pennington, Tanner Denton, Grant Liming, Haley Windling, Serena Paget, Mary Bird, Bryce Baker, Chloe Burke, Eden Myers, and Elliott Beach.
only pulling 2 from this group here to come back for our top 5, and that'll give us a nice even 5 in that age group there. I think the 2 young people up front here do the best job. They've definitely worked with these animals before. This is not their first time in the show ring, and that's fairly obvious for what we're looking for out here. I think they do the best job of getting feet and legs set in an efficient and quick manner. I think they do the best job of controlling the head of the animal, and I think they both give me a nice hard handle down their top line. Just some little things as we work on down the line, especially for the young people standing out back waiting to come in the ring here. I think for me, the brace is a difficult thing to kind of explain and to understand. I think for me, it's something to use a little bit of chest pressure to maybe get those front feet and those hind legs to really sit in and drive into you, maybe more on the profile, more so than when I handle them. I don't necessarily want the animals a foot into the air. I'm not an animal rights advocate by any means, but I think it just looks somewhat goofy to me when we get them so high up into the air. If we can keep them closer to the ground, maybe make it look like a little subtle lift there as I go to handle them. That's my preference. I think we want to make them look similar to when I'm handling them as when I'm out here analyzing them on the profile. That's being nitpicky on a few young ones out here that do a really good job and have clearly worked a long time with their projects. Compliments to all the young people over here. We'll see these 2 back here in our division drive. Let's give all of them a nice round of applause.
Entering the arena at this time is the overall age 17 showman. These exhibitors are Rowdy Etling, James King, Carla Evans, Eden Myers, and Grant Liming. We need age 16 showmen to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are Melanie Greason, Paige Donaldson, Tegan Tislin, Preston Graham, Natalie Nelson. We need heat 1 of age 15 showmen to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Olivia Havarilla, Walker Denton, Kiera Moe, Elijah Woods, Julia Best, and Ellen Matthews.
really tough group to sort through, and it's because the quality is so high on down the line there. I think young man standing in fifth, you can win quite a few county fairs that I get to, and I certainly wouldn't be ashamed to be in the spot you're in with the amount of quality in front of you. Young man that leads off this class, I think does so just strictly off of composure. I appreciate his body posture, and I appreciate his attentiveness to the feet and legs of this doe in front of us here. I think he does the best job of presenting that doe, giving us a nice up-headed look on maybe one to be critical on, gets a little shorter neck. I think he does a good job of getting the most out of that one, really extending that one up through its front 1/3, making that one super attractive from the profile while staying calm and composed and having some intensity to him as well. Young man, you do an excellent job. My compliments to you. Great place to start off this class. Young lady, I could say a lot of the same things, and I think you're even a tick more intense, and I appreciate how much you really care for that animal and where you look and find where those feet and legs are off at. I really appreciate that in a showman. I think for me, though, the only difference, and it's one of my pet peeves, mostly on the cattle side, is we get those animals stuck into a corner, and the corner can either be your friend or it can be your worst enemy, and today, it was your worst enemy. We want always the nose facing out of that corner. We don't want that thing working into the corner. We want to present that thing to an angle where we get the full profile of that animal when I'm standing in the middle of the ring. That's my only critique of you. That's my only nitpick of you. Compliments to you. A really difficult class to get around here. Really nice showman there. Young lady in third here, I think, is the odd man out. Just strictly off of the different of animal that she's showing, it gets awfully difficult to compare and contrast these different show styles. But for me, the young lady does a good job of getting her animal shown. I think getting the hybrid of needing a brace on a smaller market animal while still having a female that she needs to show up-headed when I'm off to a 3/4 like this. She does a good job with her intensity. I really appreciate her body posture. I think at times that animal's top line just wanted to get up when we had that one on the brace, when he learned to just control that top line a little bit, maybe rearrange how that one's shouldered, we're pressing into it, just get that top line to lay into it. And I think at times those back two legs just wanted to get a little bit away from you as compared to the ones in front of you. But a really nice showman there in third. Young man here in four, I think, was probably the one in his class that reached out and grabbed me the quickest, and maybe it was because you came in first. Really grabbed my attention with your posture, your presence. I appreciate that about you. I like the way you handle the head of that animal. I think at times when we got him on the profile out here and we really started getting nitpicky on you, those back legs just wanted to get off. We maybe got her a little too stretched out at times. And I think for me with these breeding does, especially with one that doesn't read quite as massive as that one that wins this class, we need to just get that one's feet up underneath it a little bit, give the appearance of more actual internal mass as compared to our class winner. I think there's some things you could show into that female to make her really competitive. We just got to take advantage of those things. And at times it's just the fact that we get her too stretched out that we need to correct. But a really good showman in terms of presence. I appreciate the eye contact and intensity. Really nice showman there in four. Young man rounding out this class, very similar to the young man that was in fourth there. I think a really intense showman. Again, another one with excellent posture. I think that's a lot of the things I run into at county fairs is some guys that don't understand how to carry themselves as a tall individual around a goat. And I think you do a very excellent job of that. I think for me, the big difference maker was when we got that one back out here, didn't want to lead quite as fluid and could have been a casualty of making you go first around the ring here. If we could just clean that up, get that doe just to move a little bit more fluidly for you, I think you had a chance to move up third, fourth, even win the class. Compliments to you. We just got to get her to move a little bit better. Let's give them all a nice round of applause. Really competitive group.
Congratulations, age 17 showman. First place, Rowdy Etling. Second place, Eden Myers. Third place, Carla Evans. Fourth place, James King. And fifth place, Grant Liming. Entering the arena at this time is age 16 showmen. These exhibitors are Melanie Greason, Paige Donaldson, Tegan Tislin, Preston Graham, and Natalie Nelson. We need heat 1 of age 15 showmen to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are Olivia Havarilla, Walker Denton, Kiera Moe, Elijah Woods, Julia Best, and Ellen Matthews. We need heat 2 age 15 showmen to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Kaylee Rout, Zoe Land, Maya Mining, Lucia Taylor, Leah Collins, and Alexander Gunasakara.
Really excellent showman to lead off this class, and another one that's got a doe that's clearly been presented and worked with before. I think young man's doing an excellent job getting our feet and legs worked with, getting our goat opened up and presented to us at an extremely high level. Appreciate his confidence and how he carries himself around the ring and around the head of the animal. Just a really kind of easy way to start for me, in my opinion. Difficult sort here, and it's mostly down to differing styles here for second and third. I think young lady hit me really hard out of the ring in third there with how she handles the head and neck of the animal. I think as time went on, the young lady in second surfaced, and just being calm and collected and having a goat that cooperates with her outside of that little jump there. I think that one stays square underneath her. I think she gives us a better look from the profile. I know they're kind of different groups of showmen here, but I think the young lady does a good job of working her head around the animal, of leading her goat around and getting that one set up and squared away. Helps to have a really long neck, kind of attractive little goat there for the young lady there in second. Really good, another fault-free kind of showman there in second. Young lady in third here, I really feel bad for her. I think she does a lot of really excellent things around the head of the animal. I like the way you get the ears up and how you handle the head of your goat there. I just wish that goat would have cooperated with you a little bit more. If that one's feet and legs would have squared up underneath you, I think you could have got another spot higher there. I really do appreciate the way you show. I think today it was just mostly comes down to cooperation with your goat there, and having a bigger goat doesn't do you any favors as well. Really nice showman there in third. Compliments to her for sticking with it. Young man coming in fourth here as one. I like the way that one looks from the side. When he gets that one set up and braced against me, I think that's what I'm looking for in terms of handle. I think we just need to go about it different. I think maybe notice some things of the young lady in front of you there, how he handled the ears and the head of the animal. Instead of using the horns as a base, I'd appreciate using the head of the animal instead. That's just kind of my preference. But I think you do a really good job of getting a hard handle, doing all the basic things we like right. I think we just got to change the handle on that one. In terms of how you're handling the head of that one, just a little bit, but a really nice one there in fourth. Young lady to round out the class does a really good job of getting that one set up and squared up underneath her. I think just a little bit more brace and push against that one, as well as just some posture changes, maybe narrowing the feet up and standing off the head of that one just a little bit so the goat's not leaning against us. I think that'll do you a lot of good on down the road. Really nice group of them out here. Let's give them all a nice round of applause. Really nice top five.
Congratulations, age 16 showman. First place, Tegan Tislin. Second place, Natalie Nelson. Third place, Paige Donaldson. Fourth place, Preston Graham. And fifth place, Melanie Greason. Entering the arena at this time is age 15 Heat 1 showman. These exhibitors are Olivia Havarilla, Walker Denton, Kiera Moe, Elijah Woods, Julia Best, and Ellen Matthews. We need Heat 2 age 15 showmen to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are Kaylee Rout, Zoe Land, Maya Minning, Lucia Taylor, Leah Collins, and Alexander Gunasekera. We need age 14 showmen to be getting ready in the barn. No. These exhibitors are Sophia Oth, Camden Ryan, Evie Bartlett, Paisley Watron, Alexis Harless, Brielle Cochran, McKinley Fishback, Easton Jennings, and Lauren Foley. Please be getting ready in the barn.
we're going to keep these three individuals to my right here. I think do the best job again of keeping feet and legs square. I'm going to sound like a broken record at the end of this, and I apologize preemptively here, but three really good showmen just in terms of their composure, their body posture, and how they handle their self around the head of the goat, as well as keeping some attentiveness to where I am in the ring there. Just a couple things over here. I think when I get in front of the animal, I really want to see the presentation of the chest floor, and I think as time goes on, it's going to be a little more difficult to keep those animals held in the air the whole time. If we can get a good look and brace on the floor, I think that's the best place to put them when I'm looking off from the profile. I think that's a big thing for me. I think, when we get to some younger showmen, it's super hard to teach them to keep these things in the air, and I don't know if it's appropriate to the showman or the goat. I think if we can get a good hard brace while we keep that thing on the ground, we can appreciate the level top in that one, and we can appreciate the drive and the angles that one has. Instead of having that one up in the air, it'll do that one a lot of good. So let's give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause. We're going to see these three back here for our age drive.
Entering the arena at this time is Heat 2 of age 15 showmen. These exhibitors are Kaylee Rao, Zoe Land, Maya Menning, Lucia Taylor, and Leah Collins, and Alexander Gunasekara.
Well, I think we have 6 really competitive showmen out here in this group. I think it gets kind of split in hairs the more we work farther into this group, and I think there's a couple people out here that maybe deserve to be on the other side of this pen here. I think a different day and a little more cooperation in some cases would get some people elevated through here. Luckily, you guys got a couple years left to work on some stuff, and I think, again, for me, it's just paying attention to where your goat's feet are, keeping those things in line, and when I get on top and handle them, I really want to feel a solid brace, but I also want to see those goats stay in place, and I want them to kind of act like nothing happened, like I'm a fly on their back is kind of the goal here. And the more we get them to move, I think the better some of them will look, and I think maybe just working with some different harnesses at home would do a lot of good, or maybe resetting a harness or two in some cases up front there, young lady. Really nice group from over here, though. I think all of them do an excellent job. I think there's a couple of them that really kind of check the boxes what we're looking for in either a market goat showman or a breeding goat showman out here. Be interesting to see these 3 back with the group we pulled initially there. Let's give them all a nice round of applause. They're a really good group, top to bottom.
Entering the arena at this time is the overall age 15 showman. These exhibitors are Olivia Havarilla, Kiera Moe, Ellen Matthews, Kaylee Rao, Lucia Taylor, and Leah Collins.
Really nice group from top to bottom. Young lady in the pink will lead off this age group here. I think for me does the most appropriate job of showing her animal in the correct way. I think she does the best job of getting her goat set up and braced, and I think that's one that handles extremely hard, which I appreciate. I think at times we're going to get that one just a little stretched out. And I know it's really hard having a little taller frame and having to work with a smaller goat. It gets hard at times to keep those things bunched together and keeping a good collected look underneath you there. But in my opinion, I think you do the best job of everyone in this class of giving me the posture and the presentation that I'm looking for in terms of a weather showmanship here. Compliments to the young lady leading off this class. I just mentioned to the two young people in second and third that it gets really close and it's splitting hairs. And I think for me, if we're going to recall when we pulled these animals off and into the initial lead, I think that halter slipped just a little bit. And I think that's my only critique out of you two here. I think we could flip-flop either way. I think you're both extremely consistent in your feet and leg placement. I think you both do an awesome job of standing off the head and giving us a nice up-headed and presentable look. And again, splitting hairs just with the halter issue there is the only issue. So don't take anything personally here. It's just the one slip up there. Let's give a nice round of applause to those two showmen there. Really excellent pair of them. Young lady here in the blue, I think, took some of the notes that I'd said before and definitely applied them in here and did so in a pretty quick manner. I really do appreciate that. I think we're all out here to get better and learn and kind of work our way through some difficult showmanship situations here. And I think for me, the young lady did an excellent job of getting a nice hard handle on that one while still staying into the chest floor and keeping that one level to the ground, giving us a nice look from the profile there. Really stout and powerful goat, and you did an excellent job of presenting that to us the second time around out here. Nice place there in fourth. Young lady rounding out our top five, another really competitive one in the doe side of things. I think one that does an excellent job of keeping her goat together. I think really does a good job of staying on top of our feet and leg placement there. I think at times that goat just wanted to move a little bit too much for me today, and I think at times our posture just wanted to get a little bit off or maybe hid behind the goat just a little too much for my liking there, but that's being super critical on a nice one there in fifth. Young lady rounding out our top six. I'd be remiss to not mention her. I think she does an excellent job leading the goat around the ring. I think you got the market basics down. When we get inside and get to bracing that one, we just get too much dip in that one's top line. If we could just strengthen that one up, maybe more upward pressure on its head without getting it off the ground, maybe more pressure into the sternum of that goat to really tie that top line together better for you. But a really nice goat there. You do an excellent job leading that one around the ring. Let's give her a nice round of applause too. Kind of the odd man out, but she's definitely deserving to be out here.
Congratulations, first place, age 15 showman, Leah Collins. Second place, Olivia Havarilla. Third place, Kiera Moe. Fourth place, Ellen Matthews. And fifth place, Lucia Taylor. Entering the arena at this time is age 14 showman. These exhibitors are Sophia Oth, Camden Ryan, Evie Bartlett, Paisley Watron, Alexis Harless, McKinley Fishback, Easton Jennings, and Lauren Foley. We need age 13 showmen to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are Josie Benjamin, Kenley Likens, Aaron Gunasakara, Elena Paget, Stella Ninenchuk, Lillian Greason, Marley Minning, Cedar Shaw, Emma Smith, Ashlyn Bowl, and Brielle Cochran. We need age 12 showmen to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Aubrey Johnson, Henry Gray, Briley Clem, Eiley Masterson, Nathan Applegate, Wesley Tucker, Haley Moe, Olivia Sloan, Echo Shaw, John Kaufman, and Riley Smith. Please be getting ready in the barn.
Another really nice group of them here, and a little bit more difficult to sort, as maybe there's not one out here that's the most polished of anyone out here. I think if we just fall back to kind of raw instincts and how we get around the animal and get a good, nice, hard brace and a look from the profile without being kind of too extreme, if that makes any sense. A young man up front here, I think, does that. I think he does a really good job of handling the head of that goat. I think we get a nice brace. We keep our feet square and underneath it there. I think even, battling through some adversity there, getting run into just a little bit, I think he did an excellent job of rebounding from that. I appreciate the posture. I like the way he carries himself as well. I think at times maybe get a little bit quicker with how we get that goat set up and get a little bit more swift in terms of our actions there. But you do a really good job when we get that one stuck and set up. You give us a really nice look from the profile there. Compliments to you. In my mind, a fairly easy winner in my opinion. Young lady in second here was one. The more we kind of looked through them and the more we hunted for one, I think she just kept working her way up, slowly but surely up to the top. I think it stylistically matches up to our class winner extremely well. I like the way you handle the head of that goat. I like the way you kind of handle your posture there. I think you just need maybe a little bit of a more cooperative dance partner there, as that doe wants to get a little outside herself and maybe wants to step around just a little bit more than I like. But you do a really good job of getting that one handled and set up. And once that one is set up, it looks like you guys make an excellent pair. I think she just wants to get a little too impatient with you at times, but you do an excellent job battling through that. Nice showman there in second. Young lady in third here, I think for me, was one that's just kind of a fault-free type of showman there. I think as time went on, we maybe lost ourselves just a little bit in the ring as we wanted to get a little bit too far buried up in the corner, or we got our goat just a little bit out of line like we have that one now. If we could just stay more postured up, I think if we could just be more presentable just in the person side of things and maybe didn't lean so much on the goat, I think that would change a lot of things on how that goat cooperated with you. She's already a good partner. I think that would just help her out just a little bit more if we just gave her just a little bit of room off the side of her there. But a really good showman there in third. A little bit of a different type here in fourth as compared to our third place one there. I think she does a good job of kind of understanding just the basics of what we're looking for. That goat does get square. I think that goat sets up extremely well. She did a good job handling that corner back there as well. I think for me, if we're getting nitpicky, we get a little bit too wide and aggressive in our stance personally. We just need to straighten up just a little bit, narrow our feet up just a little bit off to the side of that animal. And I think up here was the big deal breaker, as we wanted to get that goat just too far to this gate here, not leaving me enough room to get a look at that chest floor there. If we could just stand off the middle of the ring a little bit, I think that would be to your advantage there. But a really nice one there in fourth. And the young lady rounding out our top five does a really excellent job of understanding how to handle the head of a goat. I think she's got a little bit more of a challenge than the ones in front of her, having a smaller goat, one that's a little shorter in stature, maybe one that's a little bit lighter weight, that maybe doesn't respond quite as well to some of the prompts that we're giving it, maybe due to age, that I'm not sure. But I think she does a good job of the remaining of getting her goat set up. She's extremely attentive. I appreciate the eye contact and the intensity. I think she does a good job, again, of noticing when her feet and legs move and being able to respond to that and set them up correctly. On down the line, just some little things we need to work on. I think a couple of them didn't want to walk in some cases, and compliments to you for sticking with it on that one there. And at times, the other two goats there, we got them just a little too stretched out, and maybe our posture didn't maybe match what we needed it to. We need to be more upright. If we're showing females, we need to be more into it and driving against them and collected in terms of the stature of the goat when we get those things braced as a market goat. Let's give these three exhibitors a nice round of applause. An excellent top five and a really nice pair of them out here, or a really nice group that we left out here.
Congratulations, first place age 14 showman, Easton Jennings. Second place, Camden Ryan. Third place, Paisley Watron. Fourth place, Alexis Harless. And fifth place, Evie Barlett. Entering the arena at this time is age 13 showman. These exhibitors are Josie Benjamin, Kinley Likens, Aaron Gunnasekara, Elena Paget, Stella Ninenchuk, Lillian Greason, Marley Menning, Cinder Shaw, Emma Smith, Ashlyn Bowl, and Brielle Cochran. Probably. And this one. We need age 12 showmen to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are Aubrey Johnson, Henry Gray, Briley Clem, Eiley Masterson, Nathan Applegate, Wesley Tucker, Haley Moe, Olivia Sloan, Echo Shaw, John Kaufman, and Riley Smith. We need age 11 showmen to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Chloe Rao, Brenna Walker, Libby Riley, Sadie Woofer, Julia Graber, Gabriel Garrett, and Kylan Cochran.
Pretty easy to find this class winner, in my opinion. I think the one that does the best job of posture and being able to square that goat up, getting a nice hard brace. I think she does a good job of handling the head of that one's goat, and that one, this young lady doesn't quit working out here either. I think she does a really excellent job. If we're going to be nitpicky, just something to work on in the future, getting those ears pointed upright. I think giving that one a really excellent look from the profile is just something we can work on down the road. But that's being awfully picky on one that I think can be a super high-end showman on down the road. Compliments to you. Congratulations. a little more difficult for second and third here, and I think the more we worked them, I think the more we kind of just fall on this young lady's doe that leads off. I think they're both extremely similar in their type and kind. I think they both do an excellent job leading their goats around the ring. I think they're both super quick to get them to set up and stay square and give me a nice hard handle and brace while still having some posture and presentability to themselves as well. Young lady here in second, I think just does so more fluidly, more often, and I think we just had a little bit of just an issue with the chain there is what's going to be the biggest difference maker there for me. But young lady in third, you're undeniable. That one is, you're an extremely good showman. I think the more we work with that halter and get more familiar with that halter, you'll find your way up in this one fairly easily there. Really nice top trio there. Young lady in third has one. I think that's just easy to present for her. I think she's worked with this one before. She does a really good job getting that one to stand still. I don't think that goat has a single care in the world right now. That one could just stand here all day with or without a handler there, and she makes an excellent partner to this one as well. Square base, up-headed. I think she does a good job with her posture as well. I like the way she handles the lead. I think at times that one just wants to get out of line every now and then, and I don't know if that one quite stands square underneath itself quite as often as the ones in front of it. We do an excellent job of staying calm and composed. Compliments to you, a nice place in fourth there. Young lady rounding out our top five had some problems up earlier, just a little bit, but I think as time wore on, she did the best job of getting a nice brace, a nice profile, and is extremely attentive and quick to get that goat to set up. I appreciate her posture as well, and when that halter is on that goat's head, she does a good job handling it. She does a good job getting around the ring as well. Nice one to round out this top five there. On down the line, just some little issues that we see. We need to just be more, again, more attentive to our feet and legs, getting more appropriate braces on these things, as well as sliding up and filling some gaps with a small show ring here. It's really important to slide up and get close to those ones in front of you, especially in a market evaluation setting. Let's give all these four exhibitors a nice round of applause and a really good top five for this age group.
Entering the arena at this time is age 12 showmen. These exhibitors are Aubrey Johnson, Henry Gray, Briley Clem, Eiley Masterson, Nathan Applegate, Wesley Tucker, Haley Moe, Olivia Sloan, Echo Shaw, John Kaufman, and Riley Smith. Congratulations, first place, age 13 showman, Josie Benjamin. Second place, Ashlyn Bowl. Third place, Cinder Shaw. Fourth place, Stella Ninenchuk. And fifth place, Brielle Cochran. We need age 11 showmen to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are Chloe Rout, Brenna Walker, Libby Riley, Sadie Wolfer, Julia Graber, Gabriel Garrett, and Kylan Cochran. We need age 10 showmen to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Isabel Applegate, Reagan Trummer, Crosby Benjamin, Charlotte Sloan, Kaysen Likens, Brantley Clem, Theo Pope, Jackson Broyles, and Bentley Rich.
Really difficult top pair of them here. I think two very high-end talents in terms of handling the goat, and I think having some raw ability that's going to be fun to build upon in years to come. I think young lady up front here, I think wins this class just in being the hardest worker. I think maybe the most appropriate around the head of the goat there. I think at times if we could just get the other hand off the halter and just really grab a hold of that one's head, I think that would look really awesome. If we got those ears pointed up in the air and just really get a really solid drive out of that one there, I think you could definitely get up and compete with the older kids there. Something to work on as you come back into the ring here. But a really fault-free kind of showman there. I think you do an excellent job, like I said, showing off the chest floor, getting that one to drive into you and present, as well as give me a nice hard handle down the top line there. Easy place to start off this class. Compliments to her. Young person coming next, I think, does a really good job of keeping feet and legs square, keeping a level top on that one. That goat's extremely attractive from the side, even though it's a darker dapple color. That thing really grabs your attention, and you do an excellent job of getting that presented to us. Really up-headed one there. I think at times, if we're going to just to get nitpicky between you and the first place one, we got those back feet off just a little bit there. I think we got that one maybe just a little too spread out, and I think the young lady ahead of you did a better job of controlling the chest floor of that goat there. Got a little bit harder handle as we got on top of that one there. But boy, two really competitive showmen. Compliments to you, a really tough class. It'll be fun to watch them down the road. Young lady in third here, I think maybe captured my attention the most of anyone in this class as they came out of the gate. I think did a really good job of getting that one presented and squared up as we were set up side by side on this side of the ring there. The far longer we worked and the harder we worked, that one just wanted to give up on you just a little bit. But I think you do a lot of the basics right in controlling the head, controlling the ears, being able to get that one set up and square underneath you. I apologize, that one wants to fall apart on you just a little bit, but you do an excellent job yourself. Compliments to you. Just need some more cooperation to get up there and compete with those ones ahead of you. The two young men coming next, I think, are extremely similar in how they show, both extremely similar in their mannerisms and how they kind of present themselves as well as their goats, and they're both showing some goats that look extremely similar as well. I think for me the difference is the young man up front here was more consistent with his front leg placement. I appreciate how you use your front leg and kind of control the front end of that animal. I like how you use your ear set there. I think you do a good job around the head of the animal. I think at times that one just wanted to get a little soft to the touch, wanted to give up on the drive just a little bit. If we could get that one to brace against you a little bit harder, could work your way up into it there. But I appreciate the composure and the calmness to you. You got a really good showing future ahead of you. Compliments to you. Young man rounding out the class here was one. I think the longer we drove him, the kind of easier this one sorted up above its contemporaries here. I think at times we get that goat just a little too spread out. I think we need to get our knee just on the chest plate of that animal there just to get a good solid brace. We need to rotate around the front end of that animal as well. Maybe your belly button's pushing against the nose of that one there, and I think that'll help you out corralling that front end of that one just a little bit better. But boy, a really awfully talented top five and a really impressive top duo in this class. On down the line, just some things we can change. Again, we got to slide up and fill those holes of the ones that are pulled in front of us. I know it was towards the end of the class, but we got to be extremely consistent in that manner. Can't get lost in any of the corners as well. And we got to keep our feet and legs underneath us as well. But a really nice group of them. Let's give them all a nice round of applause. Really competitive top duo in that class.
Congratulations, first place age 12 showman Haley Moe, second place Henry Gray, third place Aubrey Johnson, fourth place John Kaufman, and fifth place Wesley Tucker. Entering the arena at this time is age 11 showmen. These exhibitors are Chloe Rao, Brenna Walker, Libby Riley, Sadie Wolfer, Julia Graber, Gabriel Garrett, and Kylan Cochran. We need age 10 showmen to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are Isabel Applegate, Reagan Trummer, Crosby Benjamin, Charlotte Sloan, Kaysen Likens, Brantley Clem, Theo Pope, Jackson Broyles, and Bentley Rich. We need age 9 showmen to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Cora Shepard, Paisley Jackson, Jace Cox Accord, Kennedy Schneider, Brenna McSwain, Brennan Woofer, Allison French, and Emma Fry.
Another good group of some differing styles out here, and I think the young lady up front here, in my opinion, does the best job within her own respective style. I think one that's extremely intense showman. I think one that shows her goat with the level top, gives us a nice hard handle, keeps those feet square and underneath her there, and I think does a good job of keeping that goat in line. I think is the most consistent in terms of keeping that goat still and keeping that goat presented to us as well. Young lady in second has one that's extremely calm and composed showman. I think almost a differing style, not only in the type of animal you're showing, but in the type of way you show it, where you're a little more relaxed than the showman in front of you, which is fine. And I think the biggest difference for me is when we got those two on the last standstill there, we had the nose of that goat just wanting to point towards the wall over there, where we need that one just square level with the ones in front and ones behind there. But compliments to you. That's the only way I can nitpick you there, is just that final draw there. Really nice pair of showmen to lead off this class in this division. Young lady coming next has one. She does a good job of working hard. I think she does a really good job of presenting herself. I think that goat makes an excellent partner with her as well. Maybe wants to get a little ornery off to the side there. She wants to get a little moving too much. I think maybe responds to the goat in front of her a little too much as well, as that one wants to get a little just cantankerous behind that one in front of her there. If we can keep that goat still and her feet square and underneath her, I think you could work your way up farther in this on down the road. But a really nice showman there in third. Young lady in fourth did a really, really excellent job, I think, on this side of the ring there. And the more we circled them around, the less that goat wanted to cooperate with her there. I think you see it there, wanting to fight with her just a little bit. But she had that one stuck extremely well. I think caught my eye on the initial read there. She does a good job of sticking with that one, and I can't imagine how hard it is to show with a boot on her foot. So my compliments to you. Let's give her a nice round of applause for coming out here and showing this one off to us. And young lady rounding out this class here, I think similar to the young lady up front there. We have two of them that just don't want to quite cooperate with us. I think two young people that know what they're doing. For me, the young lady's brown goat here just stood still longer as compared to the young lady we left on the other side there. Let's give all these exhibitors a nice round of applause. Really nice group of them top to bottom.
Congratulations. First place, age 11 showman, Libby Riley. Second place, Sadie Woofer. Third place, Chloe Rout. Fourth place, Julia Graber. And fifth place, Kylan Cochran. Entering the arena at this time is age 10 showmen. These exhibitors are Isabel Applegate, Reagan Trummer, Crosby Benjamin, Charlotte Sloan, Kaysen Likens, Brantley Clem, Theo Pope, Jackson Broyles, and Bentley Rich. We need age 9 showmen to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are Cora Shepard, Paisley Jackson, Jace Cox Accord, Kennedy Schneider, Brenna McSwain, Brennan Woofer, Allison French, and Emma Fry. We need age 8 showmen to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are Abrina Bowling Brandenburg.
another really good age group here, and I think the two young ladies up front here are extremely similar in how they get their goats shown and presented to me. I appreciate the hard handle of the young lady up front here. She does a good job getting that goat to brace. I think she does a good job keeping the feet and legs underneath that one as well. Appreciate how she handles the head of that animal there. I think for me is a pretty easy winner in my opinion here. Compliments to her. Young lady in second here, I think does the second best job of keeping the feet and legs underneath this one here. She does a good job overall, I think, of getting a good hard handle, of getting that one presented to us. I think at times we get our feet and legs just a little bit off compared to our class winner. We don't get as hard of a brace along the top line of that one either, but two really good and competitive showmen up top there. Compliments to her. Young man in third here, I think, does the best job, I think, of showing his dough and getting it presented of the remaining out here. I think he does a good job of keeping the feet and legs square underneath that one. I appreciate his posture as well. I think if we're to just change him a little bit, if we can handle that head just a little bit better and maybe set that one in our hip pocket instead of in our chest, instead of right into our chest, I think that'll help you out quite a bit on down the road. Really nice showman there in the young man here in three. Young lady in fourth here, I think, has one that's a really cooperative kind of goat for her. I don't know if she does anything super impressive to get ahead of those ones in front of her, but I think of the remaining, she is the most collected. She's extremely calm in the way she shows, doesn't get too excited or frustrated when that one wants to fight her. She does a really good job keeping her feet and legs underneath this one as well, especially on the far side of the ring there. Compliments to her in four. Young man rounding out our top five, I think does a really awesome job of getting that thing presented to us. I think has an extremely bright future. I like the way he handles the head of that goat. I like how we're super attentive on how we keep the feet and legs underneath that one as well. Just something to work on. If we slide our feet in front of that goat there, use our chest or use our knee and our side here to corral that one's head and neck, I think it'll come a lot easier for you as you get bigger and really learn how to show these goats more competitively there. Compliments to you, a nice way to round out our top five. And then the four young men that we leave standing out here, they all do a really good job of controlling their does. I think it looks like they're all having fun, and that's really what matters out here. I think for the most part, we just need some more cooperation out of the ones with the halter around their face. I think that'll help you guys out on down the road there. But let's give all four of these exhibitors a nice round of applause, along with the five that we just watched walk out of the ring there.
Congratulations, first place, age 10 showman, Isabel Applegate. Second place, Reagan Trummer. Third place, Brantley Clem. Fourth place, Charlotte Sloan. And fifth place, Kaysen Likens. Entering the arena at this time is age 9 showmen. These exhibitors are Cora Shepard, Paisley Jackson, Jace Cox Accord, Kennedy Schneider, Brenna McSwain, Brennan Woofer, Allison French, and Emma Fry. We need age 8 showmen to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are Abrina Bowling Brandenburg. We need all first and second place showmen to be getting ready in the barn. These exhibitors are age 18, first place Emma Brandenburg, second place Logan Harless, age 17, first place Rowdy Etling, second place Eden Myers, age 16, first place Tegan Tislin, second place Natalie Nelson, age 15, first place Leah Collins, second place Olivia Havarilla, age 14, Easton Jennings, second place Camden Ryan, age 13, first place Josie Benjamin, second place Ashlyn Bowl, age 12, first place Haley Moe, second place Henry Gray, age 11, first place Libby Riley, second place Sadie Woofer, age 10, first place Isabel Applegate, and second place Reagan Trummer. Please be getting ready in the barn.
Well, a really nice and high-end showman here to lead off this class. I think for me, I think competition starts at second place here. I think the young lady comes out here and does such an excellent job of presenting herself and presenting her goat. And I really appreciate her posture and how she stands and handles herself around the head of that goat there. I think at times we could just square the feet up underneath it there. We do such an excellent job of presenting yourself and you guys make such a good team out here. I think you come out and just kind of beat up on everyone else, for lack of a better term. Compliments to you for winning this class fairly handily there. Young lady in second here, I think for me, does the best job of mirroring the type and style of the young lady as our class winner there. I think you do a good job of keeping feet and legs set and square and underneath you. I think that both those front legs look really good. You handle yourself when I'm in front of the animal extremely well. I think at times when we get off to the profile there, you just want to let those back legs get off just a little bit. And when I get on top and handle that goat, I want just a little bit of pressure applied to the chest floor of that animal there just to get a nice hard brace down its top line. But a really good showman there in second. Young lady in third here, I think is extremely consistent. I think is probably the most fault-free of anyone in this class. I think at times we just get a little bit lost in the mix there. I think our posture could change just a little bit. We could stand more upright when we're getting that animal braced and pushed against us. And I think that goat just wants to get a little downhead and wants to fight you on the walk there. But that goat is super relaxed. You guys have worked a lot together, I can tell. Compliments to you. A really nice showman there in three. Young lady in fourth, I think, is extremely similar to the young lady in third there. Really does a good job of keeping feet and legs square. I think just a little critique on this one. We get just a little bit out of line. We get the butt of that goat just maybe pointing towards the middle of the ring when we want to stay completely head to tail there. And a similar story to the young man in fifth. I think that's why you guys are placed the way you are. I appreciate the way you guys handle the head on that one. That's the hardest part of showing goats is handling the head, getting a solid brace on it. We just got to keep that one in line, and that's a really easy thing to learn on down the line, okay? Really nice pair of showmen there. young lady here in third, or rounding out our left standing group out here, I think does a good job of keeping that one stuck and staying still. I think at times that one just wants to get out of line. Our feet just get a little bit goofy and not quite in the right spot there for us there for the young lady. And a similar story on down the line there. Just some goats that don't want to cooperate today, getting a little bit ornery for the showman there. So let's give them all a nice round of applause. Really good group of showmen. No more crying in the ring, okay?
Entering the arena at this time is age 8 showmen. These exhibitors are Abrina Bowling Brandenburg. Congratulations, age 9 showman. First place, Cora Shepard. Second place, Emma Fry. Third place, Allison French. Fourth place, Kennedy Schneider. And fifth place, Jace Cox Accord. We need all first and second place winners to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are age 18, first place, Emma Brandenburg. Second place, Logan Harless. Age 17, first place, Rowdy Etling. Second place, Eden Myers. Age 16, first place, Tegan Tislin. Second place, Natalie Nelson. Age 15, first place, Leah Collins. Second place, Olivia Havarilla. Age 14, first place, Easton Jennings. Second place, Camden Ryan. Age 13, first place, Josie Benjamin. Second place, Ashlyn Bowl. Age 12, first place, Haley Moe. Second place, Henry Gray. Age 11, first place, Libby Riley. Second place, Sadie Wolfer. Age 10, first place, Isabel Applegate. Second place, Reagan Trummer. Age 9, first place, Cora Shepard. And second place, Emma Fry. Please be making your way outside the show arena.
Well, Brina and Sparkle are having an excellent time here at the fair, is what she said. And she said she's going to keep showing goats, and I certainly think she should. She does a really good job of keeping that goat set up, and they make a really good pair together. I think she's having fun. I think Sparkle is probably having more fun as he's wanting to fight everyone out here. But let's give her a nice round of applause. Appreciate her bringing this one out to us today.
Entering the arena at this time is all first place showmen. These exhibitors are Emma Brandenburg, Rowdy Etling, Tegan Tislin, Leah Collins, Easton Jennings, Josie Benjamin, Haley Moe, Libby Riley, Isabel Applegate, Cora Shepard, and Abrina Bowling Brandenburg. We need all adult showmen to be making their way outside the show arena. These exhibitors are Mike Masterson, Mike Trummer, Josh Watcherin, Trissa Myers. Anthony Grober, Corbin Fishback, Ernie Havarilla, Brad Bunting, Jill Havarilla, Jason Rich, Carolyn Lindsay, Alex Johnson, Monica Harless, Cohen Carpenter, Amanda Broyles, and Riley Pence. Please be making your way outside the show arena.
Well, let's put our hands together for a really nice group of age winners in our showmanship divisions here. I think for me, at least personally, showmanship's kind of a love-hate relationship with me and showmanship itself. And I think getting the kids to really understand and conceptualize the importance of showmanship and the importance of getting our animal in the best position possible. I know some people think a big check clears that out and thinks that's what kind of gets stuff to the top. And I think a lot of people think, maybe they have a chance with some lower-end animals. And I think that's probably true. I think maybe both complement the showmanship process just a little bit. I think it takes a certain person that's got a lot of drive, that kind of understands the animal they have underneath them, whether it's good or bad, and what kind of changes we can make to present the animal to the best of its ability. And I think it's super important in goats, as some of these goats maybe can look like a $100 goat or a $100,000 goat, depending on how you have them set up and presented, especially with the attitudes they carry. It's certainly a unique species to learn to understand how to get to show. And I think for me, it's awfully difficult. There's a lot of different styles you can choose and how you want to show them and contrast them, especially in a setting like this. I think for me, there's one out here that does probably the best job overall. And I think from there, it's just splitting hairs between the remainder of our class winners here. I think it gets incredibly difficult here. But for me, I think there's one that suits my style. I'm going to go shake that person's hand, then I'll get you a reserve as well. So let's give a nice round of applause. Really excellent group of showmen, top to bottom.
Congratulations, Emma Brandenburg, overall showman. Entering the arena at this time is Logan Harless. Congratulations, reserve champion, overall showman, Tegan Tislin. All other goats are dismissed. Emma Brandenburg will be representing the goats and show of shows on Friday at noon. Entering the arena at this time is adult showmen. These exhibitors are Mike Masterson, Mike Trummer, Josh Watcherin, Trissa Myers, Lucy Whitmer, Anthony Graber, Ernie Havarilla, Brad Bunting, Jill Havarilla, Jason Rich, Carolyn Lindsay, Alex Johnson, Monica Harless, Amanda Broyles, and Riley Pence. We need the first heat of PeeWee Showmen to be making their way outside the arena. These exhibitors are Cooper Pope, Braylon Kirk, Aurora Johnson, Aspen Trummer, Charlie Greiger, Palmer Schaus, Emmeline Reynolds, Joy Walker, Blakeland Wombles, Curry Benjamin, Colton Shepard, Scarlett Fetters, Stella Fetters, Taylon Brandenburg, Jackson Tucker, Larkin Crooker, Piper Standring, and Cohen Donovan. Please be making your way outside the show arena.
You know, from a couple of the comments I received, we got a couple tired individuals out here, so I won't make this drag on too terribly long. I think I mentioned it in the sheep showmanship in the adult portion that I want to compliment everyone for being out here in the ring. I don't think I'd have the nerve to do it at home. I think the kids that I help out would bully me too much, and I would get made fun of too much. For my fragile ego to handle, I don't think I could do it. So compliments to all you guys out here. Again, I think it's extremely competitive out here. The young people out back have some incredible role models out here to follow. I appreciate you all helping out any young people in any capacity you have. I think with that being said, there's two of them that are extremely competitive, and I think as this goes on, and I know we're not staying out here too terribly long, but I think there's one of them out here that's surfacing. I think there's one out here that initially grabbed me that'll follow with reserve. Just some little things that we're working on, just again, some feet and leg placement. Appreciate the posture of every one of you out here. You're all super attentive on the feet and legs. And again, I want everyone ringside to understand how incredibly difficult it is to get these animals to cooperate with us. It's not just an 8-year-old problem. I know there's some adults and some people my size or bigger that would struggle to get these things corralled and presented to us. With that being said, I'll quit rambling here. Young lady in the black will be your champion. Young man in the blue will be your reserve champion. Let's give them a nice round of applause.
Congratulations, overall adult showman Trista Myers. She will be representing the Goats Friday at noon in Show of Shows. We are going to have all PeeWee showmen come up to the show arena. These exhibitors are Cooper Pope, Braylon Kirk, Aurora Johnson, Aspen Trummer, Charlie Giger, Palmer Schaus, Emmeline Reynolds, Joy Walker, Curry Benjamin, Colton Shepard, Scarlett Fetters, Stella Fetters, Taylon Brandenburg, Jackson Tucker, Larkin Crooker, Piper Standring, Cohen Donovan, Isabel Osborne, Corbin Seibert, Jay Smith, Ridley McConnell, Cash Nip, Lucy Riley, Delaney Sloan, Kennedy Flagg, Connor Flagg, Zane Woofer, Reed Woofer, Amelia Woofer, Sophia Eiding, Finley Gray, Riley Guckian, Blake Guckian, Taylor Perrin, Charlie Daria, Lucian Chandler, Cohen Carpenter, Corbin Fishback, Colton Mundy, and Max Greason. Please be entering the show arena. Riley and Blake Guckian, your goats are already in the arena. We have show bills for the meat show available at the end of the announcer's stand.